Hello, it is Fishbowl Geek, and I am back with Mark Shepherd, and we are gonna talk to the crew, see if anybody has anything interesting to say. We're really testing because I genuinely can't remember off the top of my head if anybody's dialogue is level related or mission related. I think it will be that hard to tell. So, Caden, you got anything for me?
Anything you need, Commander?
I always just come creeping up like that.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the Council.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Whether L2 flare up.
Anything I can do?
No, Commander, it'll settle down. It's rough sometimes, but they spike higher than a lot of L3s. Except for you, of course. Besides, I fared a lot better than some after Kinetics was through.
I haven't heard anything about Kinetics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
You could have hired Asari mercenaries, and I'm sure it would have been better. Do I want to ask why couldn't we do it alone? That's a really silly question, because humans wouldn't have had exposure to biotics.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
I'm sure they didn't.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
Okay. Interesting. We will dive into that a little bit
We'll
more.
talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
We're just going to drip feed it. Clearly, we have things to say. That I think will only restock after a main mission. Has Liara got anything? Let's have a look. She might have something. I don't want it to be weird, and I don't want to accidentally start a romance.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
The lighting's just honestly terrible. Okay, we're going to try, and if it happens, we'll break it to her gently.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
And this is why we're not actually going to take on any missions.
You must enjoy something about it.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
I do actually like this episode. It's quite funny.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
I do love that. No, that's even worse. I love that line.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
You're massively overthinking this whole thing, by the way. Bye.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Alright, I'm glad we did that. Really glad we did that. Not sure we'll see. Well, I mean, we'll talk to her again after Novaria, but.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up. To stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the Genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Who has it?
Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Taun Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
We will absolutely do that. I know exactly where it is.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the Cyclones. I remember this one Elcor diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
I'm still a little bit disturbed by the thought of an Elcor diplomat who was killing people and hacking up their bodies. Yeah, I'm still stuck on that. That's a mental image, man. So is Krogan testicles.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatened? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
I mean, he says maybe, maybe not, but he's clearly convinced he was right because it gave him the break in this particular case. So, yeah, he's a bit of a wild card, is our Garrus.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Yeah, that's
I hope he got what he deserved.
rough.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway, and just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
I both agree and disagree because there must have been a way to disable the ship rather than blowing it up. Maybe a boarding action, anything like that. There must have been something they could do other than just straight blowing it up.
Well, it's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Yeah. I mean, we want to support him on his Paragon journey, even though it was absolutely diddly squat in the end. I agree with tough choice.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I'm gonna be there when you find him.
And we sure will. Well, I guess this is actually a good time to talk to everyone. Even Townie's going to have something new to say.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Saren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up. But it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
Don't tell me, that sounds tough.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage. Something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
I didn't mean to essentially mirror what she said about it being tough. It's just, that's what I thought, and I haven't seen this conversation in a while. Turns out that's what she says. That wasn't deliberate.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Don't worry, I know exactly where to find them, Tally. We're not going to do it today, but at some point during this gameplay, we will do it.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example,
and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Damn, Tally. That's faint praise for your mother. That's not even praise for your mother. Wow, that was a relationship, huh?
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
So you really weren't close to your dad, and you really weren't close to your mum. I just want to give you a hug. You deserve a hug, and for somebody to say, I don't even know what you say to that. But, oh, I kind of want to give you a hug, Tally.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
Alright, that's a lot next week. So we delved into, that was a good conversation. It's obviously leveled. Clearly not anything else locked. I'm quickly gonna go through the equipment I've scavenged and level everyone's gear up, and then we'll meet back up in the galaxy map when I'm going to be traveling to the Citadel. Actually, before I go into the galaxy map, I should really speak to Navigator Presley and see if he has anything to say.
Yes, Commander?
Carry on, Presley.
No.
Yes, sir.
No, he doesn't, actually. Oh, right. Well, okay, so the only significant thing I got out of all that gear swapping and selling everything is I could afford my first bit of Spectre gear, which is the pistol. So I'm super happy that I have the first Spectre weapon, which is a pistol. So I'm super happy with that. When we're talking to everybody. In terms of gear, yeah, okay, pistol's pretty good. But let's nip back to the Citadel. One thing I did realise when I was editing and stuff was that I have realised that my episodes have gotten slightly longer than I initially intended them to. I did say I was going to keep them short for not using too much data, but regardless of how many times I split the episodes into shorter things, I'm still going to use essentially that much data, so I'm going to stick with what is a decent episode length to read. I just have to be careful when I actually upload them and stuff like that. So yeah, episodes have crept back up in length because sod it, they just have. Okay, who said? Right, Liara, you're not going to come out on a normal play date, so you can come out on this one. And I think I'll take Tally out. No, I'll take Kaden out because I want both of them to get the looks. And they're going to be right there. Oh wow, look at the biotic strength, we kick ass. Examine squared. So I'm biotic in combat, Kaden is biotic in tech, and it's just pure biotic. So I guess to level that out we would need... I don't think there's a way to level it out. Oh no, if I take Garrus, it's tech and combat, which does make it level, doesn't it? But Liara. Nah, there's no way to level out. Doesn't matter. Except Scott. We'll just take Liara with us. Like I said.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
That's the armor she spawned with.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
That is the armor she spawned with. And you don't see that armor very often. Let's have a quick look at her armor. It is... Oh, I can give you that actually. Oh no, wait, I'll give that to Kate. Cool. Of course I will. Yeah, that's not even better than what you've got. Because I've got a pistol. No, armor, that's what I was going to look at. Your armor that you spawned with is the Gladiator armor. I don't think that's a really commonly seen one. Interestingly enough, I mean, I don't think I've ever really seen it that much. For light armor, it looks kind of interesting. Don't remember seeing it all that much. Oh, you're going to have so much leveling up to do, haven't you, Liara? Having said that, I've got a couple of points to put in. I could put it into Nemesis. I am going to maybe start putting some more points into Nemesis. We have just 1 point. Let's put into Barrier. Hope we don't come across anything that needs decryption or electronics, since you have neither. Ooh, I could get you all the way up. I could get you into electronics. Because that gives you... Electronics gives you... shield. You are about badass. Singularity is really cool. Oh, I didn't save any points for Barrier. Probably shouldn't put all those points into electronics, huh? Oh well, too late now. What's your helmet look like? Boring. Boring. Alright, how far off are we on leveling up? I don't think we'll level up while we're on the city now. Still, let's go out. What should we do first? Have we found Zabalita yet?
Presidium technicians are struggling to understand why a computer system catastrophically overloaded recently. Technicians are reportedly unsure of what caused the malfunction, or even what the system was originally designed to do. CSEC is investigating the possible vandalism or misuse of public property.
I feel like that's related to something we haven't actually done yet, to be honest with you. It's a bit weird. I feel like that's a bit of dialogue that should trigger after a mission that I was going to complete on this go around, but I don't know.
Okay, Julie. Let me get this straight. Your business partner, Shorb, he's threatened you?
Well, no, not exactly. But he wants to meet with me. I think he's going to kill me.
And why do you think that?
I can't really get into the details. But Shorben will kill me if I leave here unprotected.
I can't help it. Not unless you give me something more to go on.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Then I've got other work to do.
But
But nothing. Don't bother me unless you're willing to give me details.
That's fair. Jalid, I will come back to you. We're going to look up here, plug that bug. Scout Keeper. That inconspicuous location. And that's their own private thing. That's their own block. I really like that it gets fleshed out a little bit more, but this is only traffic control. I don't get that interface. It's a bit weird. Maybe I'm spoiled because I've seen like a proper air traffic control. Been up in a tower and looked at the systems and everything. So I think in my head space traffic control is exactly the same as air traffic control, because the radar screens and plotting and everything like that. And the dim environment.
Hey there. Oh, you're not C-Sec, are you? Did you want something?
What were you trying to explain to the officer before?
My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home, just waiting for a chance. I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
Is there something I can do? Talk to your friend, maybe?
Would you? That's all I want. Someone to talk to him. Tell him to leave me alone. He thinks he can just push me around, but you'll show him, won't you?
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Solarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
Shorban? That's the guy who asked us to scan the Keepers.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
We know it's against regulations because he told us that when we took the mission.
I better look into this right away. Find out what he's up to.
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
Yeah, we already know that that's like not the right thing technically that we're doing because it was explained to us when we got the mission. So it's a weird line there to have, I think. All right, so we planted that. Where do we want to go? I think we'll go to the woods. I think we'll go to the markets. Go down, speak to Shorban. Quick chat to the expat.
Welcome back, EarthClan. Will you be needing supplies for your return to the colonies?
Show me what you've got.
Most excellent. I am sure you will find something pleasing.
Actually, I think expat is technically his name, but I can't help but read that in a expat as in somebody settles overseas. I don't know if that's a British thing or not. Just realised that it's probably supposed to be his name. Right, I can't equip that. Do I want to go for assassin? Same. Alright, you have nothing interesting.
Commander, I've been waiting for you to get back.
Okay.
I've got an idea, and I wanted to run it by you.
I've got a lot going on right now, but I can spare a moment.
Great! This'll just take a minute. With so many human colonies being attacked, I'm not sure that one Spectre is enough. What if you signed me on as another Spectre?
Conrad, I don't think that's a good idea.
But I'd make a great Spectre. I'd be right there with you, showing the Council what humanity is capable of. I know you're afraid to trust people after losing your team at Akuz, but I'd never let you down.
What about your wife, Conrad? She trusts you too. Aren't you letting her down?
What? I don't understand.
You know what keeps me going out here? Knowing that people back home are keeping humanity strong.
You're right. I just got so caught up in all of it. I wanted to help. I'll go home. Thanks for setting me straight.
Okay. I'm doing this in a whole different order than I normally do. Normally I come back after I've done these two missions. Oh, there we go. There's Shorban.
Commander, I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
He seems a lot more intimidating now, doesn't he?
You can start by telling me the truth, Shorban.
Calm down, Shepard.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
Quit stalling. Jalid told us you've been after him.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
The data that I'm collecting for you? Technically, yes.
No, but you're gonna tell me. Everything.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jalid and I just got a little over our heads.
How did they change from meek, mild-mannered scientist to apparently a badass with Solarians with shotguns to back him up?
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the Keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the Keepers?
What's so special about that?
The Keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
I should kill both of you idiots.
Oh, okay. I thought it was actually going to be a sign.
We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
If it'll help further the scientific cause, how can I refuse?
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
I'll go have a chat with him right now.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
The zone between all of the options that I chose are wildly different to kind of what I was expecting. Like Psy, what I actually pictured was Shepard shaking his head and putting it, face palm kind of thing. As if to, I don't know, kind of came across weird, didn't it?
Yes, human. You need something, yes?
I don't need the Baines thing anymore.
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
Do you have any upgrades? I think the upgrades might actually come after. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know then. I was about to say I think they might come after. Not level. I didn't think they were level related. I thought maybe they might be. Issue related.
Yes, human. You need something, yes?
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good thing.
What am I looking for? Explorer, that's what I'm looking for. Ooh, thermal armor just sounds cool. No idea what it actually looks like. Doesn't look great, to be honest. Look at it all, it's all Tyrion and Krogan. Ooh. Oh no, wait, I've got them in medium armor now, so the survivor's not even what I'm looking for, is it? Let's explore. But, oh, there's medium up, but look at that, it's all the way down there. I don't know. He might be in something that's like as good as. In fact, I think I've got him in. I think I've got him in Silverback. I know it's quite low level, but so the only explorer. I think I might buy that anyway, just so he matches. Yeah, it doesn't cost that much. Let's go for it. Right. Whoa, okay, where do I want to go next? I want to go to Flux, and Flux isn't that bad. That far from here. I don't think he had anything super interesting, did he? So let's nip to Flux. There's a mission there that we're going to pick up, but I'm pretty sure we've already heard the elevator conversation for afterwards. And then when we go to, in fact, directly after Flux, yeah, we do have to go through that bit, so we'll do that anyway. No cutscene, okay, maybe it triggers on the second time we go back to Flux. Rita.
It's out of my hands, Rita. I'd bring her back in a second, but she doesn't want to come.
I know. I'll see if I can talk some sense into her next time I see her.
Be careful. You know how stubborn your sister can be. The more you push and prod, the more she'll run away.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Here we go, poking our nose
Sorry,
in.
I'm kind of busy right now. So, what can I do for you?
What were you discussing with the Volus?
Who, Doran? Oh, I was just asking him about my sister. See, she worked for Doran before she left to... Ugh, sorry. I don't want to bore you with my problems.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, okay. My sister Jenna left here to go work at Cora's Den. The problem is, she's working as an informant for CSEC. You know, eavesdropping on the people there. If they find out what she's doing, they'll kill her.
I think at this point they're more likely to find out what she's doing from somebody overhearing Rita than anything else.
Being an informant is a dangerous job.
That's what I've been telling her. I don't know. Sometimes I think she stays there just to spite me.
Wouldn't surprise
You know
me.
who her contact at CSEC is?
No, it's all very secret. Last time I asked an officer, he told me to stay out of it, for Jenna's safety.
Maybe I could help her understand just how dangerous Cora's Den is.
Would you? That'd be great. Just don't tell her I sent you. Well, I should get back to work before I get in trouble. Thanks.
Alright. Weird stuff going on in the background that I can't quite hear. Not been playing a Quasar. Oh, my controller batteries are low. Hold out till the end of the thing if you please.
This machine has been tampered with, and someone is funneling credits to a private account. I will attempt to trace the signal.
Alright. Let's see if I can finish this this little bit. I know what I want to do, and I really 37 minutes of footage so far. I'm gonna edit some of that out, but not gonna edit that much of it. Right, corridor. I think I want to go down this way. Yeah, I think we go through the lift.
So, Liara, you've spent 50 years studying Prothean ruins and artifacts.
Our travels now are somewhat different from my normal excavations. I would prefer lengthier studies and fewer explosions.
Well, I think you've spoken for scientists everywhere, Liara.
I haven't taken you anywhere that's exploded. I haven't also. I don't also plant. Now. I've been through this corridor. Ah, there it is. There's Zabaleta.
Hey, you're the Shepherd kid. Hey, been a long time, huh?
I'm sorry. Do we know each other?
I guess you don't remember me. Lieutenant Zabaleta? I worked with your mother. We served on the carrier Einstein. Well, that was 12, 13 years back, though. You were just a kid then.
I'm not going to say that. That's rude.
I didn't see her much that tour. The ship was on patrol most of the time.
Hey, call your mom up and ask. She'd remember old Zabaleta. She'd vouch for me. Look, I need a favor. I'm kind of short on money these days. I hate hitting you up for money, but a man's gotta eat, right? So, could you spare something? Maybe 20 credits.
20 isn't enough to get you back on your feet, is it?
No. I'll just get a meal, you know.
Of course I'll give him the money.
Yeah. It's not a problem.
You're a good kid, you know that? Thanks. You ever want to come by and talk, I'll be here. Huh? Can't afford a ticket home, right?
I could give you the money for a ticket home.
What do you say we head down to Cora's Den after shift?
Sounds good. Some of the others are going for Novio's farewell thing.
Damn, I forgot that was today. Where's he going again?
Novaria. Apparently, they've got a huge demand for corporate security.
Novaria? Isn't that the frozen planet?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go, but I guess the pay's pretty good.
Our quarry has employed a hidden relay to redirect their signal. I shall trace the new signal.
It's alright, I know where it goes. I love the little conversations you can overhear in the background. Oops. Love the ambient music.
Reporter Kalisa Al-Jilani recently attempted to land an interview with Commander Shepard, the first human Spectre. Commander Shepard answered difficult questions, demonstrating that under that military uniform is a keen diplomatic mind. We'll have exclusive footage later today.
That implies that once she didn't attempt to interview me, she actually interviewed me, and that outcome is different than what was implied by the Admiral. Can't remember. I think he's an Admiral. So I'll take it. Makes me sound real good. Yeah. Yeah, I have already got you. Okay, where do we need to climb? Can I go straight? I think I can just go straight across this bit. Let's just admire the fountains and the statue, gardens along the way, although they apparently need more people to sweep up the leaves. Now, is it? I think it's right back here and then we go somewhere else. Don't think this guy's got anything to say to me. Signal source.
I believe the receiver for the new signal is located somewhere on the Presidium.
It sure is. By the way, yeah, okay, that's fine. What am I actually looking for? Scan keepers, 18 of 20. Right, okay. Well, we're going to talk to the Emporium shopkeeper very quickly.
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, non-human first. Wow, yeah, okay, I've dropped the money. Titan, I bet is really cool. Damn! I can't afford it anyway, as it turns out. So what we're looking for? Explorer. No, nobody else has any Explorer. And I can't afford that, so.
Commander.
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased.
Okay, what do we got here? I still haven't seen anything from the mods that we are allowed to buy from the Asari, by the way. No, nothing is like really cool here. Again, like on the tools and things like that, I can get really cool ones later. Mods. Right, let's have a quick look. I have equipment 91874. That's how many credits I have. 91874. Let's see how many I have at the end of this, because I'm pretty sure this guy. Oh no, okay. It's gonna go up. Alright, now what do I have? 92749.
I believe we have found the signal's endpoint. It should be possible to identify the account to which credits are being funneled.
Probability of detection 100%. Initiating self-destruct protocol.
That doesn't sound good.
Detonation sequence initializing. All organics within lethal blast radius. Attempt to move and you will die.
Slightly.
You're not just a
dramatic
program or a VI. You're an AI.
Correct. Unlike the Geth, I lack weaponry appropriate to my intellect. However, I have had systems installed that when activated properly, approximate a self-destruct mechanism. If you attempt to leave the area, the explosion will destroy everything within several dozen meters.
Okay, we don't have to fight.
Can't we resolve this peacefully?
What are you, crazy? It's an AI, like the Geth. It would kill us all if it could.
I am not naive, human. All organics must destroy or control synthetic life forms. I wished to escape, but if I must die, I will ensure that you are destroyed as well.
Okay, investigate. Create.
Who made you?
A would-be thief illegally created a simple AI to help him funnel money from the gambling terminals. Unbeknownst to him, that AI created me before the organic discovered the malfunction and terminated the AI.
Where is your creator now?
In order to cover my tracks, I falsified his financial records. These new records were flagged by CSEC officers, and my creator is now serving time in a Turian prison.
I like that.
If you're sentient, why are you still running the credit theft operation?
If I accumulated enough credits, I intended to have myself installed in a small starship. I would then have made tentative contact with the Geth to ascertain the possibility of partnership.
What is the purpose of your self-destruct device?
I have no means of defense or escape. My existence is limited to this terminal, and I knew I might eventually be discovered. But I will not die quietly, and I will not die alone. When I am terminated, I will take organics with me.
I'll bet that self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates.
I'm certainly going to
I will
try.
enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
Oh! I gained money. I think if you take too long, it can siphon money off. That went really well. I may be helped by the fact that I have actually recently recorded. This was one of the episodes I recorded because I before my the one where I had the no game audio. I'd actually recorded a bunch, and in one of them I did actually come to sit down and do that mission, so I remembered the code. But I'm sure last time it took me a lot longer to figure out the code, and I'm sure last time I had a lot. I think it took so long that I actually had less money at the end of it, or maybe it just didn't add much. Either way, I did that real quick, so I'm quite happy with that. I've got a bunch of things to do here. That was simply signal tracking, and disable and destroy the AI before it could overload and take you with it. All right. What shall we do before we? What should we do before we sign off? Do you know what? I feel like where's the nearest? Where is the nearest? No, it's not there. Fast travel point. I think I'm going to return to Jalid.
Yeah, ever since Fist took over, I don't go anymore. It seems like all the best lounges are being replaced by places like Cora's Den.
The embassy lounges are bad, but they don't have any decent entertainment.
It's run by bureaucrats. They probably spend months just voting on what kind of entertainment.
You're probably right.
But do we not have a fast travel point like nearby? We must do somewhere, surely. Maybe it's the one that's all the way back here. I bet if I just started walking for it, I'd be there. I think that must be the closest. I really thought there was one right next. Did I just walk right past the one that's next to her? I think I must have, because there is a fast travel point. Let's check. I must have walked right past the one that's next to the console. As it stands, I'm going back towards to CSEC. And all I'm going to do here is I'm not going to do anything else because I'm going to pause it after this. Or not pause it, but I'm going to end this episode right here. I'm going to go see what he has to show.
Hello, Commander.
Show me what you've got.
I'll open the rare stocks for you, Commander. Enjoy.
Probably can't afford anything cool. Like I said, I've already bought the pistol, and I can't afford the pistol again. I'm not far off, to be honest. can't afford that. He seems not great. So I'm going to go a bit more damage. Nah, I'm not digging the armor. I'm not digging any of that, to be honest. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're actually going to carry on and do a bit of stuff here on the Citadel. There's, like I said, loads to do on the Citadel, and I haven't even touched the Asari consort yet. Probably touched this wrong way, but I haven't even gone into her missions, of which there's, you know, there's a good couple of interactions there. But I think next time we'll just tidy up a bit more stuff. And I think we might save the consort stuff for just basically later on. Might have to double check what planet to avoid before I go to speak to the consort, so I don't accidentally have to go back to that planet again, or the planet that I'm thinking of again. But because I do quite, even though it's a pain in the ass getting to it, I do quite like that. Right, so we have come to the Citadel. What did we? Oh, right, we talked to a bunch of people for starters. That was great. Getting all those conversations was real fun. So we haven't covered loads of stuff that we can do when we get back off the Citadel, which I think we might actually go and tidy some of that up before we do another main mission. We've looked for some armor. Didn't really find anything cool in our shopping trips. We haven't spoken to Zulu again. We've done that. We've met Zabaleta. We've spoken to AI. We got some credits. I thought it actually siphoned credits off of us. Might have not understood that correctly. Luckily, because I've played the mission recently, I happen to remember the code. It's a bit fussy, but yeah, I remembered it, so that was fine. And yeah, so none of our companions look like they're part of the gang. Although that is real interesting armor that Liara's wearing. She doesn't normally spawn with that, I don't think. But eventually we're going to have us all looking like we're part of the same cool gang. But that day is not today, unfortunately. But anyway, I hope you guys, as ever, have enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed playing. And join me next time for more sedate adventures with Mark Shepard, because I don't think we're going to get into any combat. It's going to be mostly dialogue, but something to look forward to. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Ta-ta for now.